over a decade of experience working with teenagers, preteens, and parents both in Zimbabwe and abroad. He leads the Edutainment Center and he has a popular book, My Dating App. Today we're talking about taking charge of your life one decision at a time. Coach Tefadzwa, long time. It's been a long time.
It's been a minute. So good to see you. Welcome back. How are you doing?
Back. I'm good. How are you doing yourself?
I'm excellent.
Oh, love to hear that. So let's get straight into it. Taking charge of your life. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love this time of the term when kids are on holiday. So today I'm not talking to parents. I'm talking to teenagers. If you're a parent and you're used to listening to this show, please let your son or daughter know that today it's about them and they need to be listening. So taking charge of your life, one decision at a time. As a teenager, it's important for you to realize that you're at a critical phase of your life where the choices you're making, the decisions you're making, will actually determine the kind of adult life that you will live, the kind of future that you will have. And I've got some facts that I need you to have at the back of your mind as you make these decisions, as you make these choices. And the first thing that you have to know is that you are the main character in the movie of your life. So we've all watched movies before, and when the movie ends, there's the cast, and then you've got all the list of the names who were part of the movie. Pane vamwe vasinotombokosha zvekunzi vanongonzi driver 1, driver 2, you don't even know like their real names because they were in the movie, yes, but they were not actually important. So it's important to know in your life who is important, and then the insignificant people, do not pay too much attention to them. You need to understand that you are the main character of your movie or of your life.
I hope adults are taking notes as well. You are the main character of your life.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Not only are you the main character, but you're also the director and you're the script writer. You're the architect of your life.
That.
So you're the one who's controlling, who is determining what should be happening. So it's important to have clear dreams. What do you want as an individual? What is your vision? What are your goals? What are you hoping to achieve in your life? What are your values? What are your rules? What rules do you live by? And when you know this, make sure that you voice them out. Make sure you are assertive enough to speak out. Do not let people guess who you are or how you want to be treated. The more you speak about who you are, about your dreams, about your values, you're giving people a clue about how they should treat you. You may have realized this at school. There are certain people, and then there are certain people will discuss, like your friend group will discuss, should we go to them, should we approach, should we ask, and all. The reason why vasingadererwe is they are assertive enough to say what they want and what they stand for, and they are firm on it. But if you are that kind of a person who's on the passive side, you really don't talk much, you do not express your opinions, everybody around you will treat you the way that they just want. So it's important to be clear about who you are, to be clear about what you want, and then people will know how they ought to treat you. So do not just keep things to yourself. Speak out when you should. And if you are naturally maybe on the introverted side and you're naturally a shy person, you don't want speaking, you'd realize that now that I've said it, when you're going to try to do it, your heart may beat fast, you may even be afraid, you may think, you may second guess yourself before you say it. But even whilst all of that is going on in your heart, still go ahead and speak. The more you speak, the bolder you become, the more confident you become. But if you don't speak, then you're always going to be stumbled upon. Your rights are always going to be infringed upon. So it's important, number one, realize that you're the main character of your life. Then number two, whenever you're making decisions, do not ignore red flags. So what are red flags? Red flags is that feeling that you get in your heart when you're about to do something or to make a choice, and then your heart starts beating fast. You know from within that what I'm about to do isn't right. So if you ignore that red flag, what's going to happen at the end of the day is that your heart will give up giving guidance to you. I think we've all experienced this. There are certain things which we did, we knew it was wrong. Our hearts were beating fast, they were warning us. And then the more we continued doing those things, our hearts ended up not giving any signals. your heart will be tired. It'll be like, you do your own thing. I've tried my bit. You're not listening. So whenever you have that feeling, that bad feeling, it's important to actually stop, because red flags are a sign that there is danger ahead, and you don't want to go ahead straight into danger. When those red flags show, you move away. And then number 3, it's important for you to know that 1 yes can flip your whole script. So just 1 yes. So you may be out there and you're actually listening. Maybe you're in a dating relationship, but you are in that dating relationship, and somebody is trying to persuade you, to convince you to do what you do not want. It may be even a sexual affair that you're being pressurized to get into, even sending nudes. It may even be dating someone and you feel like, I'm not yet ready, I'm not at the age. If you say yes to that, as simple as that may be, it may lead to a whole lot of things that you were not even prepared for. There are people who ended up maybe getting pregnant, and yet it was just a simple yes, and they thought it would just be a simple yes. There are people and teenagers out there who said yes to just 1 day of trying to vape, and before they realized that they were actually addicted. So it's important to know that a simple yes can actually lead to a whole lot of drama. So before you say that yes, before you make that decision, take your time, think about it. Don't just be quick. Don't just rush to make a choice. You know, I always say this. A lot of times as teenagers, you feel like you're under pressure to quickly respond to issues, especially on the phone. When somebody sends you a message, maybe you haven't fully understood it, or maybe it gives you a reaction. It's best not to just quickly reply. You can take your time. Take your time, chill, think about it, consult if you need to. Talking about consulting, it's important to have people in your circle, not just your friends, but adults also, trusted adults. Have mentors also that you consult on certain decisions, so that when you're coming back and making a decision, it's a quality decision. It's a decision that you will not regret. I always love to say this: regret is a heavy, unnecessary bag to carry. If you're carrying regret, imagine you are like on a tour, you are Lewe, you are in SA, you're supposed to be having fun, and then at the back of your at your back you've got this heavy bag. That bag is just like carrying you down, and you miss a lot of goodies in life. So that's what regret is. You don't want that the rest of your life as an adult. And I always want to emphasize this. It's important for you to know as a teen. I know when you're a teen, you feel like teenage is the life. But teenage is only a phase. These are only 7 years of your life. So if you're going to live up to 60 or 70, it means the rest of your life you're going to be living as an adult. And whilst you're an adult, you're living the results of the choices that you made as a teen. So it's important. Sometimes you actually have to bypass certain things for the sake of the future, because you're going to spend most of your life in the future and not in the now. So that is important for you to understand. Like I've already said, you're the main character. A lot of characters in your life are not going to be present in your future. At my age, it doesn't matter kuti teacher wangu history I boy rangasikagone kuticha here. People don't care about that. They only care about the results that I got.
I mean,
so they were
so true.
Yeah, there was a time. All of that doesn't matter. So there was a time when all those people were a part of my life, but I am the main character. When everyone else is dead, I'm the one who's like out there. So even your parents.
So it's so true. So now you can't then go around with the billboard saying, you know, the history teacher, the math teacher was the worst, so that's why exactly.
Yeah.
You can't. It's years down the line because you're the main character. So do
you know even fees? Zinoshanda up to a certain age.
Up to a certain age.
Yeah. Yeah. So all of this is important.
Yeah.
It's important to know, and to know at an early age. So let me talk a little bit about some areas that I know that you may actually be battling with right now and you need to make choices in. So one area, you know, I don't know if you've ever made a decision under pressure. Like maybe you have gone shopping and then dad is outside, is waiting, is hooting, and saying, hey, kurumidza tauda kuenda, and you have to like pick everything that you need, and then you pick some things, and the moment you get into the car, now you're going away, you're like, why did I buy this? I should have bought this other or whatever. So when you're under pressure, it's difficult to make choices, and there are pressures that you are currently facing as a teen, and it's always important to get out of that pressure and try and calm down before you make a decision. So there's dating pressure. There's pressure to date in itself. Maybe you're 13, and for the first time in your life, you're seeing so many guys coming and asking you out, and that is pressure. And if you are to make a decision right there and there, you're most likely going to make a wrong decision because you're under pressure. Try and get yourself off the pressure, calm down, talk to someone, and then make a decision. And even in the dating relationship, maybe there are things you're not yet prepared to do, but somebody is pressurizing you to make that decision. Don't feel like you have to make a choice right now. And also related to that, there is hormone pressure. A phase will come during your teenage where you're just crashing on people and you don't even know like why. So whilst these feelings are there, you need to understand that they're temporary. They're not going to stay forever, but the receipts will be there, like what you do as a result of the feelings. So do not act out. All emotions are acceptable, but not all behavior is. So yes, you can feel angry. Yes, you can have a crush on someone, but it doesn't mean you have to like act on it. If you acted on every crush you had, by now, I don't know. If you were acting out your anger, if you're acting out like your negative emotions, there are certain behaviors that are just not acceptable. So it's important for you to understand that you're not the only one who's going through this, who's feeling this. Even adults, we all feel these things. But then you have to be disciplined enough to control them. Because if you let your emotions determine the decision that you will make, very soon all the emotions would have evaporated, would have gone away. But you will be stuck with the consequences of the choices that you would have made in that moment. And I've said this, and I'll continue saying it to teens. Never let fun be your excuse for making dumb choices or dumb decisions. So just because you want to have fun, you'll be like, but your tomorrow is not guaranteed because you've got one life. So that one life may be gone, and then tomorrow, what are you going to use? What are you going to deal with? And then there's also the issue of careers. And you're at a time, at a juncture where you have to make a career choice. And I know that even as I speak right now, some of you are having arguments with your parents. My parents are, you should do this, and you're also saying, I should do this. So on that, it's important for you to be proactive. Bring up the topic about careers early, before results come out, before you're on your final year, and then you can talk without emotions involved. But if you're going to wait, my results all Buddha, and then now you're saying I want to do this, and your parents are saying you should do this, it becomes so hard because there is so much pressure. There's pressure from your friends who have already made their own choices, and maybe you want to follow them, and your parents are also being affected by peer pressure. And it becomes very difficult. So it's important to actually start thinking proactively about the career that you want to be in, and engage your parents, passionate time, so that they can buy in if what you're saying is important. And then there is social media pressure. There is media pressure, internet pressure. As I'm speaking right now, some of you are battling maybe with addictions. You're actually deciding, should I go back to that site again? Shouldn't I? Yeah. Shouldn't I? So, like I've said, it's a red flag. Your heart is telling you, no, you shouldn't. And it's important for you to listen to that. And if you realize that it's difficult for you to make the right decision that you know you're supposed to make, then you need to speak out. And like literally. Teenager asingachemi anofira more addiction yake anofira problem yake. Speak out,
because the more you then hide it, the more it actually then grows. So find a safe space and speak out.
And the older you become, the more embarrassing it becomes to actually open up. You can't be a 21-year-old who's opening up about certain things. It's now really difficult. It's better now, uchirimwana, So some of you, I know you may not have somebody that you can actually trust, that you want to talk to. So I'm going to give my number, and the number is also available to parents if you want me to have conversations with your teenagers. My WhatsApp number is 0773 606 728. 0773 606 728, and feel free to just contact me on that number.
Coach Tafadzwa, thank you so much, and I know this has been really helpful for the teenagers, taking charge of your life one decision at a time. We look forward to having you again next week, same time. Teenzim.com. Thank you so much, Coach.
You're most welcome.